Okay then, the man announced, as all of the projections faded away. Everything's set. The plan is in motion. All the pieces are beginning to move across the board, and we should reach win conditions soon. There are just a few things that we have to handle. First and foremost, a change in venue, the man said as he extended his hand, and the voice of that woman once again rang out. Activating gate in 3, 2, 1, she said as once again a blue flash of light appeared, this time right in the center of the bridge of this massive ship. And on the other side of it, once again Delius saw a different environment, but it seemed fairly familiar to the one he was in already. Now if you would follow me, Delius, we have to get things underway. What's going on? Aren't we supposed to be headed to this hopeless space or whatever it's called? Yes, of course, the man replied to Delius. And by the way, my name is Jax. I also go by Gabriel from time to time, depending on who you ask. And don't you worry, the plan is already set. Just follow me, and we'll get working on it, the man said as he began walking through the strange portal in the middle of the bridge. Delius followed behind, quickly finding himself in a room that looked much like the one that he arrived in, the docking bay, except this one seemed even larger than the one that he was in previously. And there were some drastic changes. As Delius began to look around, what he saw both shocked, astonished, and somewhat horrified him, as there were people running about, but not different people. All of the people were absolutely identical. They were all this individual named Jax, apparently. Complete copies of him, down to the smallest detail. All of them shuffling about, seeming to complete tasks that Delius didn't really understand. All about this massive docking bay, nearly 5 times the size of the one he was in before. All about it, flashes of blue light rang out, as more duplicates of this individual seemed to step through them, all of them appearing in great haste. Though all of them seemed identical at first glance, Delius could actually see numerous differences between them. Some of them looked to be partially mechanical on the surface, their skin looking like armor plating on some sort of machine or device. Others were dressed strangely, and some still, though they still held the appearance of this individual Jax in its basest state. The physical form that appearance was in was vastly different, some appearing to be completely silver as if they were nothing but metal, but without any technological aspects appearing to their outer physique. It simply looked like their skin was metal. Others were darker shades like iron, and more of them were appearing all around him, popping through these strange portals that would appear from nowhere. Well, Delius, welcome aboard the Javelin. This is a purely combat spaceship. Designation Tier 10. Any bigger and it'd have its own gravitational pull. Hell, it might as well be a planet. We're on board the primary docking bay now, and I have all of the other partisans showing up. They of course have to clear their schedules in order to fulfill this agenda of ours. Partisans? What are you talking about? Delius replied, completely and utterly confused with the situation. What are you? Well, species-wise, I'm a human being. Homo sapiens sapien is what we're called. But me personally, I'm a bit different. You could call me enhanced. I use technology in order to enhance my physical body and capabilities. Okay, but that still doesn't explain why I'm standing in a room filled with you, Delius replied, as he took a few steps closer to the man. What are these people? What are you? As I said, we're humans, but enhanced cybernetically, modified to be far more capable than my original race ever was. And as far as why there's so many of me, we refer to ourselves as partitions. Partitions? What does that mean? Basically, we're duplicates. Copies of an original. You see, I'm not actually the original Jax. I believe the original Jax is still on Earth right now. We call him Jax Prime. The rest of us are referred to as partisans, duplicates of that original. Our physical bodies may differ depending on our individual designs, formats, the goals that we are attempting to achieve. We can even alter ourselves when we see fit. We're complete with free will and all of that nice stuff. But we're all essentially the same person. We have the same personality, the same memories, the same desires, and the same goals. Most other people, when dealing with the kind of forces that I deal with, they need, well, overwhelming force in order to combat it. One of the methods that is used to generate this force is having armies, soldiers to fight wars, conflicts. But when it comes right down to it, in most cases, a soldier can be as loyal as their fortunes. Often at times, people can be swayed, become treacherous, turn on you, give the enemy information and intel, sell you out to the highest bidder, waylay your plans, and many other things that can go horribly wrong. The problem being individuality. There are far too many individuals, and simple military structure doesn't fix it all. There's always a lot of room for error. And so, I resolved to fix that. I created an army that I can, without question, trust. Because the army is comprised of the only person, aside from my daughter and myself, that I trust absolutely and completely. That being me. Why? Why in the hell would you do something like this? And that's not even begging the question of how in the hell you would do something like this. If you're not you, then who the hell even are you? Don't misunderstand. I am me. Of that there is no question. But on the same token, so are all of they. They are me. I am me. We are all individuals, completely capable of self-sustaining and self-functioning. Our thoughts are our own. Our actions are our own. We are individuals, but we are individual duplicates. All of our agendas align because we are in fact the same person. So there is no question that we are all working towards the same goal. Okay, but how the hell is anyone supposed to live like that? How do you live with countless other yous running around? It's actually quite simple, Jax replied. It's a system. You see, at all times, there is only one Jax Prime. He's our core, the prime individual that all of us are based off of. And we prevent any derivation or differation beyond a certain extent, remove mental contamination, and revert everything back to zero on a regular basis. What? Delius replied. What does that mean? Okay, think of it this way. Jax Prime is the undisputed real us. We are simply duplicates, doppelgangers. On a regular basis, each and every one of us connects back to the main system. We're required to, in order to reset our clocks. Reset your clock? Delius said, confused. Yes. You see, each and every one of us partitions is built with heavy restrictions. We are us, but we are limited in what we can do, in how much power we hold, and what we can hope to achieve with that power. All of it traces back to Jack's prime. You see, having an infinite number of yourself just running around, causing havoc, is a very dangerous concept. So, in order to ensure safety for everyone, and that we ourselves do not become corrupted, Jack's prime came up with a system. The system by which we all live and exist.